All right, folks, so last night we showed you the couple of clips of Iowa Senator Joni Ernst when she made this comment regarding Medicaid, well, we're all going to die. Of course, you had the initial comment where she made that, and then, of course, she followed it up by posting a video shot in a cemetery where she, frankly, was trolling folks who criticized her. Well, today, reporters on Capitol Hill decided to ask her about it, and, smart ass wasn't too happy about getting questioned.
I'm very compassionate, and you need to listen to the entire conversation.
Do you have any regrets about that?
We want to protect the most vulnerable.
Senator, is it not a valid concern people have that they may lose their health care or that others may die? Is that not a valid concern?
Or just even with the apology over the weekend, do you want to just...
No, it's not off. All right. I don't know. Yeah, mic is on. Did she actually say, did y'all see the apology? This bullshit?
Hello, everyone.
What was the deal?
I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely apologize for a statement that I made yesterday at my town hall. I was in the process of answering a question that had been asked by an audience member when a woman who was extremely distraught screamed out from the back corner of the auditorium, "People are going to die." And I made an incorrect assumption that everyone in the auditorium understood that, yes, we are all going to perish from this earth. So I apologize. And I'm really, really glad that I did not have to bring up the subject of the tooth fairy as well. But for those that would like to see eternal and everlasting life, I encourage you to embrace my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Talk about arrogance. Iowa Democratic State Representative J.D. Scholten called her comments callous and dismissive. He also has confirmed he is running against Ernst when her term ends next year, saying she has disrespected Iowans on far too many occasions. All right, let's talk about this with our panel. Joining us right now, Dr. Mustafa Santiago Ali, former senior advisor for environmental justice at the EPA out of D.C., Joe Richardson, civil rights attorney out of Los Angeles, Dr. Julianne Malveaux, economist, president emerita of Bennett College, author of Surviving and Thriving, 365 Facts in Black Economic History out of D.C. Glad to have all three of you here. Pretty arrogant there, Mustafa. From Joni Ernst, and this idea that, I was being so compassionate. No, you weren't. Just stop.
It's dangerously arrogant. The callousness is most definitely there, but this is dangerous rhetoric because it actually shows you who these folks are, who they value, what they value. And for someone to actually play with people's lives like this, it's a shame that we have elected officials who have the power to actually help people, to uplift people, to help them to take something from Julianne, to move from surviving to thriving, and refuse to do it, and to be so callous with people's lives. When we look at the actions that they've been continually doing, not only are they cutting the safety net from folks, but they're literally pushing people under the water. Taking away people's opportunities to have at least basic health care in place, making sure that folks have the food and the nutrition that they need to actually be able to, help them to strengthen their bodies. So for someone to say that everyone is going to die, yes, eventually we all will die, but why are you all continually trying to speed up the process?
That really is the case, Julianne. These people are crass, they're shameful, they're despicable, and they're showing exactly who they are.
Exactly. I mean, this woman, well, she's consistently ignorant, so we shouldn't be surprised. But I was surprised at the callousness of it. And then the flip, forgive my language, the flip ass walking through the cemetery talking about everybody's going to die. The fact is that every 18 minutes, somebody dies because they don't have health care. Every 18 minutes. The fact is that, yes, we all going to die, but we die differently. Question, I wrote a column today. We're all going to die, but how and when? If, in fact, the average white man has a 66% life expectancy. No, I'm sorry. Average black man has a 66 life expectancy. White men, 71. We go down and we see the differences. And so who dies, how, and why? And when we look at the leading causes of death, many of them have racial implications. So the Trumpian war against black people continues with this, I call it the big ugly. With the big ugly that even Elon Musk has had to say something about. How do you transfer dollars from Medicaid? These are the poorest people, from Medicaid to the wealthy. And that's literally what they're doing. Shame on Joni Ernst, but also shame on her colleagues who probably would not articulate such callousness, but certainly believe in it. And we see the ways that they believe in it in terms of the way this bill, Republican Senate Majority Leader says he wants this bill on the that person's desk by July 4th. We know that they go out usually in August. So they're fast tracking this thing. They're fast tracking many people to death.
This is why, to watch what's going on here really is crazy. Joe, you heard Julianne reference Elon Musk. This is Musk. He tweets, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." And then he goes, "It will massively increase the already gigantic budget deficit to $2.5 trillion and burden America's citizens with crushingly unsustainable debt." Then I saw earlier he had tweeted something which I was just absolutely cracking up laughing. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. See if I can pull this up. This was just too much for me. How it was like, oh my God. And then, he made this reference about how folks who voted for this need to be targeted next year in the election. And I'm like, fool, you the one who helped put Donald Trump there. What are you talking about? But again, it's like, all of a sudden now y'all running from what's going on. Yeah, we hashtag we tried to tell you.
Yeah, well, that's pretty disingenuous, even on Elon Musk's part. He might have a kernel of truth here and there as it pertains to exploding the dead, but he's not talking about getting rid of tax breaks for the most wealthy, et cetera. And so, so that's interesting that he would have something to say about it at all, but it's a little bit of a sideshow. This senator, it's interesting. She did a bunch of things at once. She showed, a fundamental insensitivity and this theme that when you speak truth, about the effect that these things that these folks are, these things that these people are advancing, that the Republicans are advancing, you're being divisive, you're being untruthful. No, you're not being untruthful. Medicaid is going to get cut away. These things that are vital to people's existences are going to get cut away. And then on top of all of it, she's going to throw Jesus in it too. So in other words, now that I've been divisive, now that I've shown you that I have no care for the least of us, now that I've shown you that I have no sensitivity and no reason for anybody to connect to what I'm saying from a humanity standpoint, now I'm inviting you to my savior. Okay, fantastic. So now what we get to do is we get to make more atheists because you got Joni Ernst reminding folks that do what they do on Saturday, why they don't go to church on Sunday. I mean, it's just really crazy, that this is going the way that it's going. But people have to continue to sound the alarm and speak truth. Just speak truth. It's not divisive to say that you're taking money from people and for those that are the least of us and doing tax breaks for the wealthy. That's precisely what you're doing.
I'm really getting a kick out of the chickens coming home to roost and how all of these people, Mustafa, now have to own up to their BS. Go to my iPad, Henry. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been getting ripped because Democrats have been pointing out that what this bill does is this bill actually does not allow states to regulate AI for a decade. Now, keep in mind, Republicans are always talking about how they believe in small government, how they believe that, less government intrusion, but they love to tell other folk what to do. And so look at this idiot. She goes, full transparency. I did not know about this section on pages 278, 279 of the OBBB that strips states of the right to make laws or regulate AI for 10 years. I am adamantly opposed to this, and it is a violation of states' rights, and I would have voted no if I had known this was in there, because you didn't read it. We have no idea what AI will be capable of in the next 10 years, and giving it free rein and tying states' hands is potentially dangerous. This needs to be stripped out in the Senate. When the OBBB comes back to the House for approval after Senate changes, I will not vote for it with this in it. We should be reducing federal power and preserving state power, not the other way around, especially with rapidly developing AI that even the experts warn they have no idea what it may be capable of. Well, maybe, Mustafa, if that dumbass had used AI to ask what was in the bill, it would have read it for her dumbass.
You read my mind. You read my mind. It's interesting. I continue to say it, and I know some people don't like it, but you got a whole bunch of unqualified folks who are there. You have congresspersons who are unqualified, and we see it play out every day in front of us. Evidently, they have staff that is also unqualified and uneducated, because if you had a good chief of staff or a legislative director, one of their jobs is making sure that you are well briefed in that before you go in to cast your vote, that you've been able to work through all the various things to make the best decision. We've got an electorate that continues to not take the seriousness of their vote and putting these types of people in office. So then you end up being hurt by the same people that you put into office. And then if you want to talk about AI or a couple of the other sort of priority issues that we as a country have to get our arms around, and you're not taking it serious and understanding all the possibilities, both positive and negative, that these future sets of actions that these tools will bring, then once again, you're not doing your job. You're supposed to be putting whoever put you in office in the best position for their lives to be, uplifted. But you have these people who are unqualified, who are unprepared, and who are unserious about the job that they were hired to do.
Hello, I'm Isaac Hayes III, founder and CEO of Fanbase. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. The window to invest in Fanbase is closing. We've raised over $10.6 million of our $17 million goal. That means there's room for less than 6,370 people to invest in Fanbase for the average amount. The minimum to invest in Fanbase right now is $399. That makes you an owner in Fanbase today. Go to startengine.com/fanbase to invest. Why? Because current social apps have taken advantage of users for far too long, with content suppression, shadow banning, harmful racist content, and no real tools for monetization and equity. Fanbase has over 1.4 million users and counting, allowing anyone to reach all their following and monetize their content from day one. Social media is the new TV, and whoever owns the apps that distribute that content have the opportunity to own potential billion-dollar companies. While big platforms with uncertain futures are failing to serve their users, Fanbase is stepping up to fill the gap. Don't wait until it's too late. Invest now, invest for yourself and your future. Go to startengine.com/fanbase and own the next generation of social media.